Hi, my name's Maria and welcome to my channel MH Books. And today I thought I'd film my spring TBR. So that'd be for March, rest of March, and for most of the next month is April. The next month is April. Yes, the next month is April. I've been having quite a bit of fun this morning because I've realised I have 557 books on shelves like this that are unread. And I have the full quota of the 12 either ordered or out from the library. So I'm currently reading 2, which was on my Friday reads. So I'm going to put on the rest that I actually have out from the library at the moment here. And then I have 5 in order from the library. So I don't know when the 5 in order from the library will come in. So the ones here, we will put on my spring TBR. I'll have my Stephen King book for the month. And then I'm going to select 3 using Siri's help. Okay, so I just look really funny in this light. I'm fascinated at my own self. My hair is soaking wet and yeah. Okay, yes, we're filming. Okay, so the books I have out at the moment from the library, I decided rather than just talk about them, I blurbed them using my Goodreads friends blurbs. Okay, so this is a single sentence or maybe 2 or 3 sentences for one of my Goodreads friends. Okay, so the first book is The Visitors by Catherine Burns. I think in the States this book has, I have to learn how to stand here. I'm actually out in the hallway because the budgies, we have one of them who is too sick to move anymore, and he's not, and he's very noisy as it is with that door closed, so it would be very noisy if I was filming with him. So yeah, so The Visitors, it's considered a horror, sometimes a thriller. It's about a middle-aged woman who's living with her brother, trying to pretend, she's a spinster trying to pretend, in her 50s, trying to pretend that she doesn't know what's happening downstairs with her brother. And this is the blurb I got from a Goodreads friends. I want to identify them just in case they don't like to be identified on the internet, even though they are identified on the internet and Goodreads. But this person says, it's beautifully written, highly disturbing and incredibly edgy debut. One of those that leave you with a murky feeling right down in the depths of your stomach. They also went on to say, it doesn't really fall into the horror or the thriller genres, it's something else. So, intrigued. Reading this because I wanted to read more female horror writers. There's a shortage of them. I'm going back into writing at the moment, and I just wanted to see what other women wrote because my writing tends to be dark, surprisingly. The next book I got is a historical fiction based in 17th century Iceland. A woman goes and is unexpectedly married to a man, and she's his second wife, and he buried his first wife in the middle of the night, and none of the villagers like him or her. So what is going on? And the blurb is, oh, I devoured this book. Haunting, chilly, beautifully created 17th century Iceland comes alive on the page, and you feel for its inhabitants who struggle daily to survive. So my historic fiction is quite dark, but I just want to say this book is gorgeous. I got it from the library to stop me from buying it, but I think I'm going to buy it anyway. So you can't really see because of the shiny library cover, but like even down the end papers are beautiful things. So yeah, the library version is ruining it for me. I need to buy it. It's gorgeous. You can see that in the shops. It is beautiful. The other 3 I have from the library, one of them I deliberately didn't put a blurb on because I have my own blurb. The Gallows poll, winner of the Walter Scott Prize, based on a true story of, what do they call them? Craigvale coiners. So they forge coins as far as I believe. But my blurb for my Goodreads friend is, what a fascinating grisly tale this is. So, yeah. So dark, so dark. And this one, interesting. I'm doing an A to Z of horror novels on one of the challenges on Goodreads. So this one I picked up because it's a horror novel that began with Z. It was Japanese and it was short stories. So it fulfilled a lot of things I haven't, you know, read a lot of I've read a lot of Japanese horror, but not that many Japanese short stories horror. And it begins with Z. It's Zoo. Otsuichi. I can't do Japanese names. Okay. I had to summarise what was said about this one, okay? So the first 3 stories is straightforward horror, rotting bodies, gore, horrible situations, etc. From the 4th one on, they emotionally wrench you. They're sweet and sad, as well as being horror. So intrigued to read these short stories. The first one is a man receives a photo from his girlfriend every day in the mail, so that he can keep track of her body's decomposition. So yes, and that's the first one. Seemingly they get more impactful as we go along. This book I got, if you've ever watched Freaky Friday or Vice Versa, all those body swap movies where the adult swaps with the child because they think a child's life is better, and the child thinks the adult's life is better. This is the book it was based on. I ordered it from the library. It's a 2nd edition. It says on it somewhere it's a 2nd edition. Printed in 1882, and it has an omnibus ticket. If I can find, it's about 100 pages. Yeah, an omnibus ticket. There it is. You know where the camera is, Mark? Can you, is that focusable? Hold on. This is what people do, isn't it? I don't know how to do this because I can't see when it's in front of me. It's an omnibus ticket. An omnibus is a Victorian mode of transport. It's an omnibus ticket in it, so used as a bookmark. So I don't know how it's been read since the 19th century. So this book is a 19th century copy that I got from the library, and I so don't want to give it back. And I'm not reading it outside of the house because it's so precious. But it's Vice Versa, the body swapping thing. So I don't need a blurb for this. I think the book itself is amazing. Amazing thing to get from the library. And last but not least, this is not library book. Oh, in a few days you can see some of them in the background. Reading a Stephen King in chronological order. So just finished The Dark Tower. I hate The Dark Tower. The Gunslinger, the first book. I've never gotten past the first book. I hate it. Finished it. I will get on to. I trust people. I trust them. I really trust them. I will get on to the others now, because I'm sure it's much better. But beyond that, I mean, like, one of my favourite authors, I just don't like his most favourite series, his most popular series. But this one is Different Seasons, which is for people who are non-horror fans who would like to try and see do they like Stephen King's story writing. This is his 4 novellas. So there's the Shawshank, Hayworth, the Shawshank Redemption is the name of the novella. That's Shawshank Redemption is the movie. One of the best, in fact the best adaptation of a Stephen King novel. I think it is better than the book. The Body, which again was a very well adapted novella. I think his novellas adapt better. Apt Body, which I've not actually seen a movie of, so if somebody's seen it, tell me they like it or not. And then The Breathing Method is the other novella. So that's because it's 4 books really, a bit of a chunkster that I have Stephen King. Now, the best bit, we get Siri to pick one out of my, how did I say it was? 557 books. And I have to read it. If I don't read it, it's taken up shelf space and it's going. Now, there were a couple of exceptions to this rule. If it is a book and it's part of a series, I will read the first book I haven't read yet in the series, because there's no point in me reading book 6 if I haven't read book 2 or whatever, you know, saying this one. I have a couple of German books in there. I won't be reading German books the next 2 months. I may get back onto German, but I'm actually in the middle of starting to go back into my writing routine, and I don't want to get confused by introducing a language I don't speak terribly well. into my mindset, because I'll start capitalizing nouns again in the middle of English, and I'll piss off, sorry, I'll upset my teacher again, because yeah, she's not happy when I did that. Right, let's see, so how many do we have here? We have 557. Okay, not as bad as I thought. By the way, on my current reading speed, I reckon it'll take me 11 years to go through these books, because I had to allow for the fact I read about 80 to 100 a year, and I had to allow the fact that I'm allowed to have some new ones, so it was only 11 years worth of books. It's not a problem, is it? Alright, hi Siri, can you pick a number between 1 and 557?
The answer is 5.
Oh wow, and she really did do it. It really is 5. Okay. So number 5, these are organised the wrong way around for us here. Come on. Number 5 is, now it's organising by the bloody title. 5 novelettes is first, just so you know. Oh, come on. I'm going to have to cut this bit out, aren't I? Oh, now we're in that battery. La 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 la. Okay, number 5. Okay, I'm not sure whether I want to read that. So maybe this is good. It's John Green's Paper Towns. It's in the bedroom. This is one of the other things I was checking. Do I remember all these books are? It's in the bedroom. Okay, I'm going to select 2 more. And then we're going to select a Tramp Press book. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, the bit that you missed was Siri deciding that she wanted me to read John Green, and I decided I don't know what I was thinking of. I no longer want to read John Green. So Paper Towns and The Fault Is in Our Stars is going to the charity shop, because I know people love those books, and someone's going to be very happy when it gets there. So that bit sort of worked, but now I still have to select my 3 books out of my 557, and we're going to use Siri on the laptop this time, hoping there's enough battery in the laptop to do this. And the laptop has the advantage, it puts the number up, and I can remember what answer she gave me. Pick a number between 1 and 557.
It's 12.
Oh, that's a very low number. Okay. Yeah, and she is doing the full thing. Oh, The Many Deaths of the Firefly Brothers. Yes, I should read that. It's about 2 criminals who can't die. And it's marked as historical fiction, mystery and fantasy. It's by Thomas Mullen, and I'm intrigued. I'll get the book in a second. Pick a number between 1 and 557.
It's 89.
Ooh, she's picking quite low numbers, which just makes it easy to find, which is good, so we don't have to spend too long doing this. And 89 is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yes, I have never read it. Good choice, Siri. Pick a number between 1 and 557.
That would be 210.
Oh, okay. She sounds very smug, because in my imagination she goes, I know the answer. The answer is... Oh! She's asked me to read Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales. And so we have 2 more or less sort of classics and a fantasy that she picked. A fantasy crime genre thingy. Okay. And then the last but not least is I'm going to get her to pick one of my Tramp Press books for me to read. It is March and I want to read an Irish independent publisher, and their books are marked 1 to 5. She picks 2. I don't have 2 because it's based on James Joyce's Dubliners. I haven't read James Joyce's Dubliners, but any other number is fine. That's a bit. Pick a number between 1 and 14.
The answer is 14.
Ooh, number 14. Number 14 is the essay collection. Okay, so I'll go and grab all those books. Okay, so the books that you're not going to see being selected because I said some bad words and it was taking too long was John Green's. I am sure these are amazing books because people love them. Just not in the mood for them. And the rules of this game is if I don't want to read them in the next 6 weeks, I don't want them enough to keep them when I'm running out of shelf space. So these two are going to the charity shop, but I thought I might ask my sister. I'm going to have to lean across you, sorry, excuse me. I'm giving her this book, which I thought was okay. Lanny Taylor's Strange the Dreamer. So to try if she see does she like it, and I'll bring this with me just and see because I'm going over to her house next. So the books that Siri selected that I will be reading are two beautiful word cloud traditions. How did she know? She decided I needed to go to them. It's about time I read them. So we have Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tales, picked up because of I think it's The Little Mermaid is Hans Christian Andersen. It is. Look at the end papers, isn't it gorgeous? Yeah, 1837. And because of Jane Campbell's channel, I wanted to read that fairy tale, and I have a small collection of word cloud because they look pretty and colourful, and I'm not shallow in any way. Frankenstein also in word cloud because I like words. Shame to say I have not read Frankenstein yet, but when I read this I can read Frankenstein in Baghdad, which is a piece of translated fiction I've been looking forward to reading. I don't think you really have to read this, but you know, it just seems wrong not to. The Many Deaths of the Firefly Brothers. So Jason and Whit Forrest and the notorious bank robbing duo known as the Firefly Brothers wake up to find themselves lying the cooling boards in the police morgue, riddled with bullet wounds. The reality is inescapable. They've been killed, but they're alive. So it's going to be fun. And my first ever voluntarily reading English Gone, an essay collection from the beautiful Tramp press. It's getting filthy white covers, signed by the author and TBR books. This book, I never read essays because they made you read them in school, okay? So, you know, decades on and I'm still suffering. But this is blurbed. Do not read this book in public. It will make you cry and write. So I am looking forward to that. Oh, I still have my TBR bookmark in it. So that's the end of my. Ooh, there's my lovely white book on the floor. That's the end of my TBR for spring. What are you guys reading? Anything interesting? Is there any of these books that you think I should be prioritizing? I'm like totally mad getting rid of the John Green books. Should I be reading Lanny Taylor's second book and not giving away a book to the sister? Any comments you like down below. Bye now.